loves bunnies, right? They are possibly the most inoffensive, cute pets that we get to take care of when we are children, if we're lucky, that is. However, if you've actually owned a bunny, then you can tell that they aren't awfully fond of humans. They get really grumpy as all hell and can be vicious to boot. I've had more than my fair share of bites and nips from them in the past, but that's a story all of its own, and it has nothing but a tenuous link to do with this gaming review. Well, actually, this game is about a vicious, very odd bunny that eats pigs, so maybe it does have that tenuous link. But again, it's still a story for another time. So yeah, the story behind this game is that the Carrot Jubilee is coming up and all of the little bunnies are super duper excited. That is, except for our bunny. This bunny has no name. This bunny likes the forbidden taste of pork. This bunny has decided that carrots are the devil's food, and so instead it promises to hunt down those bacon beasts and have its fill. Of course, the other bunnies aren't too pleased with this, and as with any trailblazer going against societal norms, our bunny must practice in secret and try not to get caught, which is exactly what this game is about. It's a side-scrolling stealth puzzle game, and you must take your pretty odd bunny on the hunt for piggies all through the levels while avoiding the pitfalls, other bunnies, and dreaded carrots. You see, unlike the other residents of this happy village, our bunny becomes deathly sick if they even touch one of the offensive orange veggies. It starts off as most of these games do, very simple and very easy. The controls are pretty basic and incredibly easy to grasp. It makes for a fun gaming experience as they slowly add different mechanics and add a different level of challenge to the game. It slowly gathers pace over time and it works pretty well, or at least it would if it weren't for the glitches and issues that I managed to run into while playing. So I'm aware that some of this may be settings on my PC personally, so I will start there and just tell you a bit about it so that you're aware of it and you might know how to fix it when you play the game. My biggest issue is the carrots themselves. I would like to stress that I do understand how hitboxes work and how things go when you're coding and what happens when a player touches something. I may not yet be actually able to do it myself, but I do understand the theory behind it. However, this seems pretty arbitrary for this game. Sometimes just being on the same ledge as the carrots make you die. Sometimes you jump near them and you die, even though you never touched them, and sometimes you can touch them and just be fine. This can actually make the game really frustrating. You try and try again at a level, only to have this silly little section send you back and then be different the next time that you get to it. I will admit that it didn't really piss me off too much, just give it a minute to, just enough time to make a cup of tea and then come back and things seem to be okay. But some people might really find this off-putting. I also could not get it to run in windowed mode. It was full screen or nothing. A strange thing to complain about, really, isn't it? I would agree, but the main menu from the inner game doesn't have an exit button, and to get out of it I did have to use the task manager and get it to close the game that way. Again, it could just be my PC and my settings, but it got really annoying pretty quickly and I could not find a way to fix it. So, however, it is only a minor issue. There is, however, a much bigger one that we do need to discuss. I originally got this game on the Xbox and not the PC. I admit I prefer to play on the Xbox. I'm a controller girl, and while I know objectively PC is better, this is just so much easier for me. Call me lazy if you wish, but if a game is available on my Xbox, I will get it there first. This is exactly what I did for this game, but it does not run. You heard that right, it does not run. From hanging on a black screen 9 times out of 10 to finally getting it to load and having 3 frames a second, it was just that unplayable. I think I had one good go on it where I wasn't that 3 frames a second that I've mentioned, but when I got to the piggy it slowed right down and then it hung on the end screen and would not allow me to continue the game. I'm not sure if this is because I have an Xbox X and not another one like an S or a Series X or something, but that really doesn't help. The developers really need to get on this and get it sorted. It needs to be fixed. So in the end, this game was pretty good on the PC. Minor foibles aside, there are well over 80 different levels in 4 different settings, each bringing their own challenges to the game. From the underground minecart to the streets after dark, there is enough to keep it fresh while you play the whole thing. It's a very fun side-scroller, short enough to be over quickly if you want to, and long enough to keep you entertained. There is also the replayability of the game. Each level has a golden bacon coin, which if you find all of them, you can open up some extra fun things. There's an old granny who shares Bunny's love of the bacon and just wants one more. She's a pretty fun add-on. Anyway, as I was saying, it's a very fun game and one I think people will enjoy and should give go to. Just be aware of the little issues and do not under any circumstances get it on the Xbox if you have a Series X. It won't end well and you will get frustrated. Heavens knows I did.